Okay, everyone, welcome. It's time to start the webinar. I see some familiar faces and new ones, so I hope it will be an interesting and enjoyable webinar this time. Time to raise a hand or ask questions. You can definitely accommodate all of that. So the webinar today will focus kind of a mix of several topics, including how to set up a website, any website, in under an hour, and then to see how it's actually being done in real life. So we will focus on that. But we will also discuss the potential and the opportunity and how we're actually leveraging that. So let's start. The agenda will cover the challenges, the opportunities that we see, how Nytro can actually take effect and make rankings better, and understand how to optimize search snippet view, which is basically the end result of what we're doing for improved performance. So this is the opportunity, basically. The thing is that most websites out there are lacking in their meta tags in one way or another. And Nytro aims to bridge this gap as effectively as possible and automatically. So we will discuss this in more details later on. But what you can see from this survey of more than 1 million websites, that there is deficiencies in many parameters. But the most interesting one is that there is a mismatch between the meta tags and the web page content. There is lack of relevancy or missing or other types of problems. And this is what we're going to address. And this is how we'll show you how we're actually going to take advantage of this mismatch to turn the website into a better performing website. So if you look at what Google actually recommends, some people are not aware of this, but Google actually tells website owners and expect website owners to integrate certain information into their meta tags. If you don't do that, they will independently interpret the page information to your advantage or to your disadvantage. And basically their public and official guidelines is to use keywords or terms that people search for within your content and within your tags. And that information is then indexed and eventually increases your rankings or associate those keywords with your web page. So what are we actually going to do? What does actually Nytro does? It creates unique meta tags for each page. It makes those meta tags highly relevant to the page content, and it optimizes them for effective boosting of ranks, which when you optimize all these parameters, you increase conversions, click-through rate, and reduce bounce rate, because what the person sees in front of their eyes is a good representation of the web page itself. That actually helps search engines. When you optimize those meta tags, it helps search engines understand the content, associate the page content with the search query, which are the keywords basically. If they accept what you provide them, the meta tags you provide them, they will display those meta tags in an optimized search snippet view. And eventually that will cause boosting in rankings. And we will show all of these parameters today. So this is the search snippet view. Everyone is familiar with that. When you search for a certain keyword or term, you see various results, and this is what the result looks like, plus minus. There are variants, but this is what we aim to improve. And this optimization increases relevance, improves indexing, and improves user experience. This is a small example of a real search snippet view that our system generated, where we place the primary keyword, the secondary keywords in the search snippet view, which obviously causes improved performance. So this is a kind of a background to what the system does and how it does that. And now we will actually show you how we take a website from scratch and how we actually add it to the system and do the optimization. So the process is fairly simple. We add a website, we add the keywords, we go through an automation wizard, we review the meta tags and make refinement if needed. So we will go through this now and we'll show you how to do that. So this is a clean account under which you can add a website. So you can press the add website here. And then you go through a process of adding a website. The website has been identified. You can see the blue tick here. You can add a few keywords here or later on. You can add them here. Now, adding the keyword can be done initially intuitively, and later on you can refine them. So we don't pay too much attention to the first time we add keywords, but later on we will need to go through a refinement stage. So all you need to do now is just add website, and your website is in the system. The processing has started, and all the data is being processed. Then you are redirected to an automation setup, which is a pretty simple one. We'll just go through it and show you how it's done. So the website language needs to be specified, business name, industry, let's say entertainment, business. If you want to target various locations, various cities, you can add those here, and then it will be used. Just review the keywords, you continue. The system automatically identifies potential audience for your website. You can accept this or change it or add new ones. These are potential users that would be using your services, your information on your website. Secondly, who provides this service? It can be party expert, event planners, etc. These are all generated automatically, but you can customize them just to refine and make them more suitable to your needs and best. Now, all of these are used to improve the meta tags to be much more relevant to your business, and they are aimed to increase your AET, which is your expertise, authority, and all of those. You press next, and you just press submit. Here you define full processing of the website. We're not going to do this just right now, but then the progress will run in the background. What you need to do also is copy this snippet and add it to your website header. So just like you add an analytics code, you can also add this snippet. And this is the only integration that needs to be done. And this is how it's done. So what we're going to do now, we're going to jump to seeing the website itself. So this website has been set up. It's the same website that we looked at. Here you can see that the snippet is installed. The green indicates that the snippet is installed. You can verify it, verify installation. It's communicating with the website to make sure that the snippet is installed correctly. And at the end of this process, it will provide indication. And snippet is installed correctly, everything is good. Here you specify which search engines you want to monitor. Usually it is used when you have different regions, different countries, different languages, and so on. So here you can see the total amount of pages on this website that were crawled automatically when we added the website. We added the number of keywords that you saw before. So it's recorded here, and you can see that. And this is where you turn on and off the automation. For example, if you press this button, it will turn off the automation. and basically it will revert to the original meta tags. If you want to work on the tags and not to change the existing one, you press the pause, and then it allows you to make significant changes and review them before you launch them. So this is the setup. Now let's look at some performance, which could be interesting. So let's look at the keywords that went up. And let's look at keywords with relevance. And you can immediately see those that went up. This is the effect of the system after about 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. The system constantly improves the tags. So we had some users that installed the system and didn't see any change, or even sometimes saw a down trend. But you need to understand that the system adjusts itself. So it learns from the process, and we have many examples of how it works, and we'll show this to you. So let's take an example of TP. Yeah, so we have 3 keywords with the word TP inside, and you can see how it reacted over this time. It just shot up. Sleepover TPs. You see this dip here is what I mentioned before. It's very common to see these fluctuations. In general, it's common to see these fluctuations, but this is an example of how the system identified these drops and made corrective measures. We can also see more rich data as to how it's been corrected. So here it was on the home page, as you can see, page URL. And here the page changed, and also the meta tags changed. And as a result, it started to pick up. So yeah, so that's how the system works. So you need to let it run for a while in order to gain traction and to learn from the search engine behavior. Let's look at some other keywords that could be interesting. Let's look at this one, picnic party. Again, this is a learning curve, and you can see that after some adjustments, it just improves and improves the ranking overall. So this is a very common behavior. Sleepover. Yeah, and you can also look at a trend of a group of keywords just to see how this topic is behaving. And the minute you add more, you can see a more stable trend. So you can see this started from about 50 to 18. So you can basically measure any topic like that and see how you're performing for a certain activity that you're doing. So that's the idea. Now, if you go and you look at any one of these keywords, you can see here the number of pages it's associated with. So, for example, we can take a look at this one. Yeah. When you expand the keywords, you can see all the pages that it's associated with. You can see the Google relevance for each one of those pages, meaning Google does associate this keyword with these pages, and 1 is the highest, and 2 and 3 is the next ones in line. So this particular page was the one that was highly recommended, but it can be several ones. So let's just take a look. Yeah, so you can see, yeah, you can see the difference between the original and the optimized. And you can see that the optimized one, this was the original, and the optimized one changed by adding the keyword to the description. And this is one of the parameters that actually caused this increase. When the keyword is already in the title, then there's no need to replace it because it's effective. So the system knows how to make intelligent decisions regarding each one of them. And here you can see the relevance for each one of them for that particular page. This is the auto-generated rules that created this particular line. This is the original description. You can see that it's not very useful because it's very big. It's not possible to take such large descriptions. So this is a common mistake that people just add a lot of description in places where it cannot be displayed. So it needs to be short and useful both for the users and both for the search engines. Let's take another example. Yes, we can take a look also. Can take a look also at originals and filter, choosing pages with Google relevance, let's say with keywords. Yes, with number of keywords. Yeah, so obviously not all pages are associated with keywords, but this is an example. And you can immediately see that the optimized view is much more rich with keywords. The keywords are positioned strategically. So when you go into a search snippet view, you would see the relevant information in a way that converts. So the keywords are actually appearing here and here. And it's very appealing. And because sometimes this particular area is limited in characters. So this is why it's important to be positioning it at the beginning in a very optimized way. Let's take another example. Let's take this one. So here we have a few keywords that are being optimized: hosting a party and TP slumber party. And you can see that it's integrated primary keyword here and secondary keyword here. And here again, you also get some suggested keywords. Not all of them I would accept automatically because some people type queries not very clear or not very nice. I would usually try to take keywords that are nicely written. This one, for example, I would definitely choose. Your party, I think, is less relevant in this case. Yes, so this is how it works. And I think you understand the basic principle. And then every month, all you need to do is just refresh. And the system collects the data points that we showed here and creates this graph of performance and also makes all the necessary changes in the meta tags to increase performance. All of this is done automatically. You don't need to kind of guide the system. The only thing that we would recommend to do, it's called refinement of the meta tags. Initially, when we start the process, we go to the settings, and here you can see the rules that were based on generating the content. And some of the rules generated by default rules, and some of them were generated by AI engine. And you can see that we identified some issues and we created these rules automatically. Basically, what it does, it tries to identify all the duplicates, all the non-unique, all the problematic tags. And based on the AI engine, it then decides to revise those tags to avoid duplication and avoid these problems. So it's all done automatically. Here you can see them and you can edit them. If you don't like specific action, you can change it here. Likewise, if you want to add a manual action, you can do that. You just add a manual rule. Let me show you how you do that. A rule. And basically, you can define, for example, category. And say that for category, I would like, there's 24 pages with category in them, or product category. And for them, I want different logic. And then you can define the logic and it will be applied automatically. So it's very easy to do. And all you need to do after you finish the initial setup is just review and try to look for, I would say, non-pretty tags that don't look nicely, because at the end of the day, it's a human test. When a user sees these tags in the search snippet view that we shown before, it needs to be appealing, it needs to be relevant. And if you see tags that are lacking, they're not clear, they're repetitive, it's very easy to see it and to fix this. This is obviously only needed if the tags are not perfect to start with. Yeah, so let's just see if we have some other comments. Yes, so we have a Q&A session, so please feel free to ask any questions and we can address them. Just let me know, raise your hand, and we can enable your speaker. Michael, you can start as soon as the microphone is active.
Hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Well, first of all, thanks for the presentation. And as you might remember, we had a call earlier, and we went all in with Nytro, and we already see the benefits of the solution. I had one particular question on the meta text Google acceptance, which can be found on pages. If there is a specific way to optimize it or to get a better value.
Yes. So just for everyone's sake, when you go to Pages dashboard, this is the dashboard for the pages, you get some statistics about the spread of the keywords across your pages and how many of the tags that the system actually generated and presented to the search engines were accepted by the search engine. Now, the big green one is precise acceptance of the tag exactly as we submitted them. And the smaller green line is what we call partial acceptance. So it's very, very close, and the keywords that we submitted are there. Likewise with the description. So it's just another level of indication. Now, if you see that they are green, we are in good shape. So basically, you will not get 100% for several reasons. Some of your pages are not very good. It can be. Usually, every website has a pages that are not very good, and this is counted also in this scale. So it might be counting pages that are not relevant or do not have good content, and so the statistic usually to reach much higher than this, 100% is usually impossible. And secondly, Google may adapt only part, and you can see that the internal one is much greater. Usually they accept partial acceptance much more than full acceptance. So I think that, for example, this particular one is a website that performs well. And don't forget that it's a process. So over time, we also measure, our system also measures the acceptance and tries to fix this. Because if we present the tags to the search engine and the search engine did not accept the tags or the keywords, it probably will mean that the SERP will drop. And therefore, we introduce corrective measures. So I don't think that there is anything to do unless you want to look at the bad or not good pages, and it can be done this way, and take action regarding those pages. So if we go into the pages, we have what's called the page score. So these are pages with a good score to the keywords, and these are pages with a lesser score. Now, it doesn't mean that the page is bad. It just means that there's no keywords for this page, or that there's no content on this page. So if you will go in and add more content, also the meta tag acceptance will improve. This, for example, is how you say, a category that shows results. So there's no content on this page per se, only showing results of multiple other products, in this case, only one. So it's not real content, and this is why it got this low score. Nevertheless, we did generate the title, and it is a page, but let's just look at the tags. Yes. Yeah, we did generate, but it's not necessarily a performing page because there's no data there. I hope I answered your question, Michael. If you want to ask more, then go ahead.
No, that answered my question. Thank you very much, Lee.
Okay, good. Phil, go ahead. Can you hear us, Phil?
Yes, Phil or Phyllis?
Phyllis. Oh, yeah, sorry. Welcome.
Thank you. I just wanted to know, I'm definitely going to purchase your software, but I was also looking at another software that offers on-page AI assistance as far as your SEO, and I wanted to know if you thought that was a good idea. If I have something that focuses on the on-page content as well, will that help me, or is it unnecessary?
Just to make sure I understand, you're talking about an AI content generator, like helping you write blogs and articles.
Yes, it helps to generate on-page SEO. Yes, basically assisting with what's wrong and the keywords and what you need to implement to improve the page quality.
Okay, so there are different types of solutions out there. Basically, Nytro can optimize any page with any content. The better the content and the more relevant keywords you have in the system, the better the performance will be. Now, Nytro does not at this stage generate articles and or try to create content directly in the WordPress or CMS. Some of these tools actually you need to add manually the keyword, and then they will tell you in the CMS, in the WordPress, whether this keyword has got a good score. But I think it's totally redundant as far as scoring, because Nytro does it much better than they can, because we actually ping search engines for multiple data points, which they don't. So they just check the page text, and based on that, they would give you a score for a keyword. Our score here it builds on hundreds of data points that we collect, both internal and external. So as far as scoring keywords, I don't think you need an external tool. However, for generating web page content, it is a good idea, and we're not against this. You can also use our system to determine which keywords you want to generate content for. And all of these tools or keyword research tools, they will do that for you on a detached basis from your website. So they will tell you want to promote slumber parties. Okay, I'm going to do a search for slumber parties. I'm going to search the internet now. I will look for the best website with slumber parties, and I will propose content for you. Our strategy is different. We would look at the content that you have on your website. We would look for the power of this slumber party on this particular website. We will identify, let's put slumber party just for example. Yeah, so you see you have a lot of keywords here, 11 with slumber party in them. And basically, then you can choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because these specific terms are well associated with your website. Even if they're trending up or down, it doesn't matter. So the topic authority of slumber party can be significantly enhanced for your specific website if you use the terms that are ranked and monitored on your entire website. And then basically what you do, you just copy this list. It was exported. And you just copy these lists here into a text file or somewhere, and then you have a list to work with. And we actually generated a prompt that I'm happy to share with everyone, which allows you to create articles. Of course, we provide it without a fee. It's a prompt that is provided for you to be able to work with. but at the same time, you will need to enter the data into it. So let me just show you 1 minute. Yes, so this is a prompt that we will share with you. And basically, the only thing you need to do is take the details you took from the list. Let's see, this one, 1 minute. Yes, okay. So basically, you say hello to this prompt, hi, and then it will ask you a series of questions that you just enter, and it will do the data creation in a much more targeted way. So it asks you for the URL of the website, and then it will ask for the primary keywords. So primary keyword, the slumber party. And then it will ask for the secondary keywords. It's very important to do it in this way because this is how you create topic and authority for your website for this term, because it's actually using search queries. It's using search queries, which all of these search queries will be integrated into this document. And here you can define what kind of document you want. For example, a guide, how to, etc. So let's just say, what didn't you like? Yeah. Then it creates this article, and you can just take it and copy it into your WordPress. And after you entered all this data, you can generate a few articles, as many as you want. Just ask for another one and another one or another one, and then basically it will do that. So this is one technique that we recommend. The other tools that we are familiar with, they have their own scoring. You know, everyone thinks in their own way. We have our own technique, and as you saw before, it's very effective. It's performing very well, and all you need to do now is copy this into your CMS, and you have an article that is optimized for these keywords. If we look at slumber party,
that's awesome. Yep, I think yours makes the other software not necessary at all. Thank you.
Yes, I think it's not necessary, but you know, at the end of the day, we don't create the generator here is ChatGPT, but you can use any tool. And in the future, what we plan to do, you will select these ones, and then you will just press some kind of a setup, and it will generate the prompt for you. You can put it into any AI generator. So it will be, at least for the first phase, it will be done this way.
Okay, great. And how can we get that prompt from you?
I can send it in the chat now. I don't know if I can. Let me see. Dima, do you know how to send this? Just share it with everyone. It's, by the way, it's work in progress. It still needs improvement, but you can just teach it whatever you want, and it should be should improve over time.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Yes, of course, Phyllis. Thank you. Matthew.
Hello. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
How are you all?
Thank you.
Cook someone else, please. I'm in the middle of something now. Sorry.
Okay. Alex, you're free to talk as soon as you can.
Okay, can you hear me maybe?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I got one question. So if I understand well, Nytro SEO optimize my meta tags for titles and descriptions. Is it planned in the future maybe to have it analyze the pages and tell us in advance if the content is well structured and as the keywords also, because the optimization is based on the content we already generated or input inside. But we don't know at this point, for example, if I look at the table, if the content is not fine itself, I may have great meta tags, but it may not rank fine, if you see what I mean.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And content improvement is definitely something that needs to be done. Our current approach, like the basic approach, is to go and say, give me what you have, and we will try to make the most out of that. So that's our focus now. At the same time, there's definitely issues. We see, I would say, very, very, very lacking pages, either pages without H1, without content, with H6 instead of H1, and things that are terrible from a perspective of content. And for sure, it needs to be addressed. Now, maybe at some point we will add this as a tool to screen the entire website. But even now, we are showing you this data. Let me show you. So if we go into a specific page, you can see here the most important and prominent headers.
Okay.
And you can decide whether you like them or not. Now, you can see immediately that there is, if I take this one, like a double placement of same H1 and same H2. So this is a problem, but we will not be using it twice, so but as far as content, there is a problem. These are I don't know, might be not relevant directly to the page, or whether recent post is something that a lot of people tag sidebars and other contact forms with headers, which causes a lot of problems. So you can see it immediately here. Newsletter, they're all tags as headers, and they should not be tags from a SEO perspective. Links. So you can see it's like a snapshot of the page, and you can definitely see this working. By the way, this Google Relevance search snippet is very important parameters, because it shows you every keyword that was submitted and what was the search snippet that was presented to the user. You can also see this when you log into the page. Now, there are tools out there that search and show you like a full analysis of the headers, missing, etc. You can use them for now, but they just do like a crawling and look for those deficiencies. We may add this. It's actually a good idea. And we may add this. It's an interesting proposition. So let's move to the next one. James?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, James. Yeah, welcome.
Okay. This is my first time joining your webinar. I did follow I listened to some of your YouTube videos that I did recorded previously. So that was helpful. I have a couple of questions. I was using Rank Math. I was using Yoast, but I wasn't using it properly. They have a lot of different features, and you got to buy a bunch of different stuff. And I just didn't want to keep on buying stuff, so I just switched over to Rank Math. And in the meantime, I got your software. So I have a couple of questions. One is going to be, where Rank Math has its own AI system built in to optimize, the meta tags and the titles and whatnot. So what is the difference between using Rank Math and using yours? Now, I did purchase through AppSumo, and I purchased the I believe it's 5 licenses, or 5, the 5th tier. I know it's grouped different, but I got the 5th one.
Yes.
So what is, first of all, what is the difference?
Yes. Okay.
What they generate and what you do. And as far as I know, that with this I can do it massively. I can do it in a more of like an automated way, where over there manually I'm setting it up. Besides that, like when the content that it generates, it's pretty much the same content, or would I expect something different?
Yes. Okay. So let's start with the content it generates, and then let's go to the second phase. So first of all, in all of these systems, there is no concept of a keyword that you add that manages itself. So you would need to choose a keyword, and then you will need to enter it to the specific page, and then they will be able to do some analysis or recommendation based on this association. But when you have a big website, it's impossible to do. Even if it's in a small website, it's impossible to do, because this association, I'm talking about existing content, not about when you write a new article. So when you look at existing content, it's very difficult to determine which keyword is the correct one for this article. And because there's a lot of factors, internal and external factors, that influence this relevancy. Just as an example, if you look at the keywords that we have here, we have something that is called Google relevancy. None of these systems have it. And basically, we can show you keywords that Google or search engines associates with this website. So even if they do content or semantic analysis, they don't know this information and they don't measure this information. They don't measure where the snippets are actually displayed. There's a lot of things none of these plugins do. Having said that, if you give a specific keyword for them, if you attach it, they will create some meta tags. Good or bad is debatable. In any case, we take those meta tags from the system, even if Yoast or RankMath or whoever generates them, and we can also use them if they're good. So let me give you an example. We don't care really how the CMS tags were generated. So you see here we have a concept of original title. This original title is what the CMS outputs. It can be the one you entered manually. It can be what RankMath created. And we can decide to use it or not. As you can see here for this particular page, we generated our own data from the page content. We selected something else and not the original tag. And we also added a keyword here in a strategic way for conversion. So none of those systems can do that.
Sure.
Usually what you see is that they try to create the tags like a person would write a story. So it's like most of the tag generators, AI, we see, they're trying to emulate a person that writes a sentence. And this is not effective for conversions. It's not. We have millions of data points that we collect, and we know what's effective. The most effective structure is when you put in front of the user the keyword or the term that he wants to search for.
Sure, just like Google Ads, for example. You're just replicating Google Ads, yeah.
It's very close to that, yes. And we can also add another parameters, which is what we call user search intent, which is generated automatically. You see it here.
Sure.
Yes, we can add this, for example, this term, based on this keyword. This term will be added. If we choose to use it here, we can just amend the rules. We can use user search intent, a short version or a long version. We have these two options here. This is the longer version. This is the short version, depending on how much space you have. Yes. So this versatility does not exist in any one of those systems. More importantly, they don't check for uniqueness of the tags. They don't have an understanding of the entire website. We scroll everything to see that there's not repetitive tags, that the tags are unique. And another thing that they don't do, none of these systems do, they don't have corrective algorithms. In order for you to have corrective algorithms, you need to, for every one of these keywords, you need to measure the entire website. So this is why the resources that our systems are based on, all SaaS, AWS, and we have various systems that ping and crawl and collect data all the time in order to all the time know how the keyword is performing externally and internally. And based on that, we make changes to the tags. So if I will show you some examples, let's choose this one. So you see this particular keyword has relevance only to one page, this one. And we can take a look at this page. So this is the page. These are the generated items. Again, you see here repetitiveness that shouldn't really be, but it is what it is. And here you see all the data points we collected in order to eventually determine what is the best optimized structure. All this data is not collected at all by any one of these vendors. They don't have any understanding of this data at all. So if we also look at the performance, this is another interesting parameter. I was talking about this later on, about this volatility. This is when we position a keyword we measure how it's performing. And if we see that the keyword is dropping, especially if we're managing the tags, we know exactly where it was.
Mm-hmm.
We know exactly where it was. We know exactly which page it was associated with. We know which tags we created, and we can improve on it until we see that it's recovering and becoming better. So that's part of our unique technology. The complexity here is huge. I mean, just to have a WordPress plugin to do this, it's practically impossible. I mean, it's not even close to being able to do that.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for that. My next question is, you had mentioned it just a moment ago. Now, for example, I'm an e-commerce site, and what I do is we manufacture police badges, police patches, what they wear on the uniforms. So, for example, one of the keywords that I have hundreds of keywords. So the keywords that I'm looking on your system, so the number one, I guess it's just going based on like what's number one and goes down. So I see that it dropped like 4 points on Google. And now, does that mean that that keyword is for the whole site and not just for that specific page that that keyword is dedicated to?
We measure this on the entire website. So let's just look here. We have 11 pages. Let's take a look. So you see here, these are, if you just open, you expand on a keyword, you can see all the pages, what's their Google relevance and what's their SERP ranking. So this is a lot of very useful information, because it is possible that Google will shift the position of a certain keyword across your website pages. It happens all the time. And we measure this, and we decide how to make these changes to keep you on first page, obviously for as many pages as we can. But also, if we have a cluster of keywords, we also take that into account. So if a cluster of keyword is performing well, it's also good from our point of view. So we don't have to make sure every single keyword necessarily performs, because you have limitations of space, capacity, etc. But if the cluster is performing, then it's a good.
So how would I specify like a specific, for example, we have one dedicated page for that specific keyword, and I want to know what the position of that page is specifically relevant to that keyword. So how could I determine that?
I just showed this to you here. It is here. This one and this one. This is first page, first position. This is fifth page, fifth position.
Okay. Okay. So it could be a cluster of words, or it could be whatever it is. It would still, it would based on that keyword, whatever the cluster is, it's gonna measure it basically.
It measures everything. So, for example, if we were to look at let's say party rentals, let me just do something here. So I basically asked to see trending up and with Google relevance. Okay, so now we'll just search for a cluster, party rentals, and you see you have 7 results around this. Now, if you select these, you would see a trend of all the keywords around this topic. And again, you can see this volatility. By the way, 4 points is very common. I wouldn't give it any thought. You need to look at the trends, and you can see here that there's an upwards correcting trend, which is very common, very typical, and it's good. It's progressing in a nice way. Now, which pages are attached to it is something that you can look just under each one of them. You will see the pages that are attached to it. This particular one is this one, and likewise with others.
Now, the pages that are attached to it, like when I click on it, it doesn't populate the data. It doesn't show like the ranking. It doesn't show any of that stuff.
What you need to do is copy this page here, or launch go to page, and then it takes you to the page information. You can see the meta tags that were generated. You can see which other keywords are also attached to this page, because remember, there are more than one keyword that rank, and sometimes there would be different keywords ranking for the same page. It's also possible. So we measure everything. And also at this time, you see there is a limited capacity as to how many keywords you can put in.
Sure.
Well, so out of this list, we can't use them all. We take intelligent decisions what to use, also based on how Google reacts. So yes, and you can see every one of them. You can see the trends, and you can see that this topic is performing very well.
And now my next question is just for my, since I have you here. So the score, what does that mean? So for example, I have, let me just go to my manage really fast.
Yes.
Keywords, okay. Sorry, bear with me for a quick moment. Okay, so some of, like, for example, score, some is 200%, some is 240, some is 280, some is 290, some of them are. So what does that mean? I don't understand that score. And does it go any higher? What does that mean?
Yes, there is no number that you should be aiming for. Everything that is green is good. That's the only parameter that you need to look at. And the higher it is with the green color and score, the better it is. But our system, the default settings at least, ensure that you use only green keywords in your assignment. So the reason being is that we try to make it relevant to the web page content. Okay, so if you use keywords with a lesser score, it means that they might not be relevant for the page content, and that is something we don't want. So 336 is a very good score, but I think that also, I don't know, 50 would also be a good score. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. It just tells you how well this keyword fits the page. So you have some scale, but that's the idea.
Okay, and now when I pull in the data, for example, from Google, Yahoo, Bing, and they're side by side, I see that Yahoo is like, I'm in first, second, and third in Yahoo, but that the same word is like 15th or 20th or 25th in Google. So for Yahoo and Bing, I know that Yahoo pulls from Bing, but still, it's like it's odd that Yahoo pulls from Bing, but the position is higher in Yahoo than it is in Bing. But obviously, it's much lower in Google. Like, how do I align that? Is there a way, or is that just whatever each a search engine feedback?
It is what it is. That's your rank there, and we don't really have control over that, and or we cannot explain to you. It's done. Why is it so? I don't know.
Okay.
By the way, usually we do not recommend for a certain country. Like if you're in the US, there is no real need to have 3 different service provider monitoring the same region. We usually do that if you're looking for different countries and you want totally different positioning of your products in different countries, then it's advisable to do that.
Okay, understood. Okay, well, I'm sure you have a lot of other people online. I won't hog up all the time. Thank you so much for your time and information.
Of course.
And how can we set up a one-on-one? I know I had submitted something in, but I don't know if I missed it.
Yes.
But what would I do?
Absolutely. Just go to our website, and there is onboarding.
Onboarding, just registration.
Yeah, just free onboarding here, and that's it. You're more than welcome. Everyone is more than welcome to book a call. We'll help you set up, validate everything, and make sure everything works fine.
Fantastic. One last thing before we leave. Would you ever consider having a built-in like a WordPress plugin where we can do some of the stuff directly on the WordPress versus going outside of the site and doing it on Nytro SEO off the site versus doing it in the site?
Which specific functionality are you asking about?
Especially with the snippets and some of the SEO titles, the snippets and the alt tag versus, so what happens is that when you create something that's off the site and you're not on the site, and sometimes it's easier to have a more thorough content. Like you'll be able to create a better content based on you seeing it versus having this open and then having that page open and having, you know, multiple things open and going back and forth and then pushing this to make that change or copying paste that change over to the title and SEO.
You're talking about if you want to manually update, because you don't have to manually update those tags. They're rendered to the user and the search engines automatically.
Sure. For me, it's kind of like I'm a little hesitant to do it automatically. So what I do is I manually just check it just to make sure that it's it's exactly the points that I want. So with like RankMath, they have this, they have the SEO editor directly on there, and then they have the, like the other ones. And so they're able to, then they give it like a quality score, but their own internal quality score, however they do it. But I prefer yours. So if you had something that you could do directly on there, that would be wonderful. Just something to consider.
No. We're always happy to consider. And we do have our own plugin for content generation, which is designed for localization. We haven't kind of commercially launched it yet, but in the coming weeks, we are going to discuss this more. It's a plugin in WordPress that actually enables you to create multiple pages for optimized keywords and regions, etc. All these pages would be unique in their content, so they would not be spammy. At the same time, having a plugin that will update the meta tags just from our system is something that we have thought about, and we may do it at some point, assuming it doesn't take away from the automatic functions of the system and the ability to react to search engines. So we may do it at some point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a gold mine for you guys because there's no competition except for RankMath. Nobody else really offers that. So I think there's a big, opportunity of growth in there. So people are looking for those tools. Just FYI.
Okay. Cool. Thank you so much.
Ron, thank you for your time.
Of course, we look forward to having a call with you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
I'm working on your software every day. I open it up and looking at it every morning, every afternoon,
Good.
every evening, and I'm comparing it to everything else that I have. So
amazing. Thank you. Okay, so Tag, do you want to? Yes.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, well, nice meeting you, Lee, and nice meeting your whole team. Spoke with Vlad and Dima, and very I'm happy of that I joined and I bought your system. My question kind of answered when the last one spoke. For me, I was wondering, since I have no knowledge, I mean, I'm really bad in SEO. I've got problems, and my first language is French, so for me, it's not obvious. I was wondering, would there be, how can I say it? Okay, when I bought a software, got an email software, and they offered me to manage my whole system, meaning that whatever we get from your system, could there be any way or anyone in your team in the future that would apply directly to the website instead of me, because I'm completely lost. I'm telling you, I'm not able. Even Dima and Vlad made their best to explain it to me what I had to do, and really, I mean, I'm lost. So
yes.
I was wondering if that will be happening.
We do plan, and we are thinking about this to offer a managed service. So basically, you will have an expert logging into your account, managing everything on a monthly basis, ensuring everything is optimized. Yes, we are going to do that, and we are definitely interested to hear from anyone that wants the service. We will also send an email requesting feedback on these issues. So definitely it's in line with our objectives.
Well, for me, it would be such an opportunity because, like I said, listening to the person that spoke before, I kind of understood right away. He knows what he's talking about. He knows the RankMath. He knows all of that. For me, I know nothing. I'm really lost in it, and that's why I was thinking if in the future
Absolutely.
maybe that's some things we
Absolutely. Absolutely.
would there be any way while we're live that we take a look at my system right now and see what could be done as we're speaking?
We can, if you can just send me the email, or Vlad, if you can send me the email, we can definitely, but let's just
because I'm bilingual. My system is bilingual. It's in French and in English, and I can't understand the numbers and so on and so on. So I just sent the link to
put your, okay, I got it. Okay. Yeah. So let's just do it quickly.
Unless there's a lot of people waiting,
yeah,
I don't mind, but that would be really nice.
We'll do it quickly, and then we can do it again. I'll just take a quick look, and then we can.
That would be really nice.
Yeah, of course.
There we go. Got it.
Okay. Okay.
So
yeah.
These are numbers I don't understand for me.
Yeah. So this is basically saying that this is the English version, this is the French version.
Yeah.
And
what? And okay, what is 28 out of 70? I don't.
Yes. So talking about the keywords now.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I'll let you go. Sorry.
Yeah. No worries. I'll answer your questions. So first of all, we have here. You have in the system, you have 70 keywords, but only 28 out of them are being used and being optimized. And you have 41 pages in total, and all of them are being optimized. So this is just like a high-level indication. Sometimes you have a lot of pages that are junk pages or not important pages. So you can see here 2,000 pages, redirects, errors, etc. So it gives you an indication to the, how many good pages you have on the website. Okay. Likewise with the keyword. So that was just as a general indication. And here you can see the keywords, how they're performing. Yes, UTag. Absolutely, I remember this. Yeah, the vendor's name usually we do not promote because you already have power for this, so it's good that it's turned off. And then you can see the other keywords. Yes, other keywords. Let's just take a look and say. Yeah, and these are the keywords that went up, and you can see how they're performing. Good keywords have a good score. You can see which pages they're attached to, but I have a feeling that we need to improve on the relevancy of the keywords here because, yes.
And how would I do that?
Yes, so that's something that we do the following way. We go and we copy the website. Let's just check. I want to check something before. We have something called suggested keywords. So you have no suggested keywords. The system tries to identify. Sometimes it cannot or it does not for some various reasons. I do not see any here, but I'll show you what we do because it would interest everyone. So we need to go to Google Search Console. To Google. Just load this website into Keyword Planner and show how we add the suggested keywords. So you can project. So basically what we will do, we will show you how we identify possible keywords. You can use any keyword research tool, but this is one of the tools we use because it's got a very high relevancy to the website itself. So Dima, go ahead.
Okay, I'm presenting this. Open ads. Discover starting the website.
Yeah, I think put UK and France. So sorry,
Canada,
France,
Canada, and
Canada. Yes,
Canada. Yeah.
France also.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is 114 keywords.
So we just
to scroll down and choose the maximum here. Select all of them, then do a copy, add keywords.
and add to pre-evaluation. So explain what this means.
Yeah, pre-evaluation means that we are not sure about these keywords, so we are not strongly promoting this keyword yet, so we need to do some analysis first on them to see the score, and later on we can review them. So they will not be activated for optimization, and they will not take the plan limits. So we are safe to add as many as possible keywords like this. And later on, we will be able to sort and choose the best ones out of them.
Let's add
all of them are relevant.
Yes, let's add them. You see add keywords below.
Oh, thank you so much, guys.
and now basically you will need to process the website, and basically it will, once the analysis is completed, it will show you suggested options, and the quality of the tags could be enhanced by having more relevant keywords. So this is a process that you don't need to do many times. Usually at the beginning, the first month or so, you kind of try it a few times until you cover all those keywords, and then it usually stabilizes.
Well, I got to say, Vlad has been amazing. He's been patient with me. Dima, the same. But I spoke with Vlad more a few times, and your team is amazing. But just like I said, for me, what you're doing, it's like something I do not understand, but I believe there are results that are coming out from it. So that's why I said I was asking in the near future if you'll have someone that we could, say, here, I'll hire them, manage it, and do it, and so on and so on. And because your team is amazing. Every time I spoke with them, very patient. Even what you're doing right now, I don't go on a lot of webinar, but taking my website right away live and doing what you just did is something most probably it doesn't happen very often. So it's amazing what you guys are doing. But like I said, I in the future, I'm going to be needing help to have it more efficient. Yeah.
Sure. So I totally agree with you. The team is amazing.
It is.
And they're doing a wonderful job, and it's great to hear this. Thank you so much.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Definitely be in touch regarding continuing supporting you. So who is next? Let's just see.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Sumant?
Yeah, hi Lee, how are you?
Yes, great. Thank you.
Great, thanks for taking my call. And yeah, I really enjoyed the whole presentation. I've been using the tool. I think I'm understanding this better and better each time, but there's still a lot of questions. So as suggested by you, I had used Google's, the keyword planner, and downloaded a bunch of keywords, and I started monitoring them. And what I see is, first of all, when the default list of keywords that show up, is it based on search volume?
In keyword planner, yes. You can sort by competition, difficulty, volumes. We usually start from the highest volumes and go down.
Got it. So what I see here is that I have my score is like the dark green score for a lot of keywords, and I like these volumes because that's how I'd like to work on it. But because they are relevant to my website. But what I see is that a lot of them, even though my score is very high, as far as the aggregated keyword score in what you call the multiple search engine, that's very poor. Is there a way that one can improve that?
Yes, actually, very good question, and I'm glad you asked it. So can you see my screen? Yeah. Okay. So the system can do whatever it can do based on the existing potential of the website. So sometimes you would, let's look the opposite. Sometimes you would put a keyword that has a very good score, yet your ranking is not high. The reason is that you have competition out there. Google believes that others have better content, more exposure, and so they are on top on the list, and you are not for that particular keyword. It can happen. It happens all the time. And what we recommend to do is what I showed before. And again, we're going to cover this in our near webinars. It's a very important topic. And basically what you do, I'll show you. So let's say that you have a certain topic that you want to push forward. Let's just, let's see this one. Yeah, oh, this is a good example. Okay, so you see we have one keyword that is on first page, but we have a few that are not on the first page. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to take a strategy where we're going to push these keywords and this topic forward by creating content that looks at these keywords and trying to push this entire topic authority forward to page 1, including this one, okay, including everything. So we will take this this information. 2023 is maybe less relevant. We will copy it just like I showed before, and yes, the prompt. Yes, so you see there is a piece of the list. Just going to copy it, and then I'm going to copy the URL.
Is this the ChatGPT strategy?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Got it.
The only difference is here that we don't ask someone else for the keywords because you will get different suggestions. I can guarantee this to you.
Okay.
Yes, other tools will suggest other keywords to you. I guarantee this. It will not be these ones. But you already have some authority regarding these ones. And the concept that we're using here is to take the keywords that you already have authority for and use them. So again, you would go into the website, you will create a new prompt.
What is going to be the primary keyword in this? Those ones that you selected are all alternate keywords, right?
Usually you choose one that is most generic. Yeah, this one, maybe we're going to make it 2024 just for more relevancy. SEO automation tools. You know, we don't need repetition. So this could be the primary one. Usually we prefer 2 to 3. So primary keyword should be between 2 to 3. And then it will ask me for the primary one. Oh, URL. Okay, 1 minute. Primary and secondaries. And how to. Let's choose a how to. By the way, how to is very useful. It's converting very nicely. Guide also. Yeah, and you create this article. You can create 10 like these. You just tell them make another one, make a how to, make a guide, make this. Just continue with this prompt, and until you have enough content. And it's recommended always to look at this. It's a new prompt that a new GPT that may require some more adaptations, but it does the work fairly nice. If you don't like something in the result, you just tell it you don't like it, and it will fix it. Yeah, and then you copy it and create. So all you need to do is go and create 5 to 10 like these, enter them to the system. You don't need to add tags. You don't need to add anything. Once the system, once you added them to your CMS, you just reprocess your website and let the system do its work. That's it.
So is it okay to, I mean, okay, these are just the keywords. These are not the pages. So
yes.
Or basically we're just adding few pages. Yeah. Got
yes. It. Yes. You add a few pages.
We're not replacing anything. We're not fixing any.
No, you're not replacing anything. You're adding content to support your topic authority on these keywords.
Now, would it affect the pages that are already there as well, or it's or is it only going to take people to the new pages?
You're adding pages to your website, and your website will, and Google will start indexing and crawling these pages, and will give you more power for these terms that we said that you were not having enough power, like this one, for example.
Yeah.
So eventually it will build more and more and more power. So that's the way to do this, and it works. We've tested it many times.
Now, it's just quick. I just forgot how you got to these 8 keywords. How did you select them?
I just chose a topic that I want to optimize. You can just go in the list and see those that are not on the top. Let's choose something. Let's say, ideally, you're looking at pages from 5, 6, 7, like these ones. This one, for example, definitely needs a little bit of work. Or maybe actually, let's say, search optimization. So I chose a topic, and in search optimization, you see there's only 2 keywords that we're ranking for, but there's a lot of others. So this one definitely is a candidate because page 6, 7, it's not the best. But if you do what we discussed, and you can also say, give me the top 5. Yeah, you just copy these ones and you ask to create, where search optimization is the primary keyword and the rest of them are secondary keywords. And you can add others also. You can add others, but you see all of them are already green, so you have some authority. You have some authority, and this is why it's advisable to do it this way.
Thank you very much. I'll let someone else ask questions because it's already been a long day. Thank you.
Great, of course. So let's see.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, Matthew. Go ahead. Matthew, go ahead. Yes, Matthew, we can hear you.
It's okay. If you can hear me, I think most of the questions, thank you so much for the opportunity. Actually, what really happened in my own situation was I purchased the software, but I was unsure really how the whole processes work, and that is why I joined the webinar. But now everything is more clearer, and I want to thank you, and I think I just need to go back to reactivate my subscription. And pretty much while I was listening at the same time, I was able to get answers from all what you've been doing. And thank you so much. It's a very, very good tool. I've used a couple of them, different types, but this now really makes sense to me. And I just have to just proceed from there. And thank you so much for your time. Yeah,
Yes,
so that's all for now. So I retrieve my question because all the answers I've gotten already.
Hey, thank you so much, and feel free to reach
Thank
out.
you so much. And I'm going to do a lot of reviews because this is an amazing tool. I've been in the SEO now for years, and this really will speed up the whole process for me now. Thank you so much.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, Vanitra, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. To the same previous question, the one which you explained, SEO automation tool, you picked up from 8 keywords, 7 keywords you picked up and then created an article in ChatGPT. So my question is, when do we create a new article together and then publish it in the web page, or when do we need to edit the existing pages? When do you suggest that?
I didn't quite understand. Can you explain again?
No. Yeah. In your previous example, which you shown, out of 8 keywords, you have exported 7 keywords and then used ChatGPT, and then you created an article. Yeah, primary keyword and 7 is this article. So you suggested to create a new page altogether with this content.
Yes.
So my question is, when we should create a new article, when we should edit existing a page which is there already in a website?
Okay, it's a very good question. Very good question. What I displayed here is not amending the existing content. It's looking at potential of existing keywords to enhance your topic authority in this keyword. Having said that, there is another technique that we can show you of how to boost a specific page. And basically what we do, we go to the pages section. We sort the pages by score. This score relates to the keyword, basically. So The more green the page is, it means you have very good content relevancy to the keywords, any of the keywords. But on the other hand, if you go and ask to see the ones that have low content relevancy, then these are potentially good pages to enhance their content, because you have some relevancy but not enough. Okay, some of them maybe you don't need to invest in, like news, but how to write an image alt could be one that we want to invest in. And then you look at the page and you see that none of your existing keywords is actually performing or relevant enough for this page. The score is not good enough. So in this particular case, you don't have a keyword that is really good for this page. It might be that you just need to find a keyword that is good for this page. So this is one option. The other option is, let's choose this one. So, for example, you can take this particular page, and take it. So you can add to the web page content. Also, you can add keywords to the web page content very, very easily. So, for example, you can take the closest keyword to this page. Let's just see if we can identify it. Yeah. Okay. So you see, we can identify two keywords that are relatively close to the topic. Okay, so you take these keywords and you just add them to the web page content. You go to your CMS. Yeah, you go to the CMS, you edit this, and you just add that term in a few places, preferably in the H1, H2, and somewhere in the content. You don't need to do massive content editing. It's not needed. Sometimes you place this keyword strategically, or even these two keywords. And this is just one example. Usually it has an impact because the keyword will improve. Now, this is like a simple solution compared to creation of an article with the GPT. But it works. This absolutely works. And you can do this repetitively until you add more and more keywords to the page. Does this make sense?
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, great. Okay, so I think that everyone spoke other than Katrine, if she's listening. If not, so Roberto will be next. You can. Yes, Roberto. Hello.
Hi. I am just a quick question. I am thinking about buying the tier 4 in AppSumo because I can pay the tier 5. And so does make sense if I think about I have 1,000 keywords. Do I put 10 keywords in each website so I can optimize SEO with your software for 100 websites, or can I think of like this, or this is not?
Yeah, just tell me again, what's your setup? How many websites you have and what their characteristics?
I'm thinking in future. I am managing 5 websites right now, but I prefer wasting
pages?
money now.
Yeah, how many pages each one?
Not more than 10. Yes, 6, 8 maybe.
Yes, so absolutely you can use tier 4 and grow over time. So it's not a problem. You can expand on the number of keywords. You can expand on the number of pages. For example, if you create more content like we just described now, this will increase the number of pages you have and create more authority. And yeah, I mean, you've heard some people that they go to the system every day and they look at the performance and they look at the keywords and they add content. According to that, it's quite effective. And I think that you will be able with tier 4 probably to manage most situations quite effectively. It's a very good plan.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I think everyone kind of spoke. I'd like to thank you all for staying so late in the call and asking wonderful questions and good questions. And yeah, it was a real pleasure. And hopefully we'll have more webinars soon. And have a wonderful day. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.